So, am I audible? Yeah. So, thank you for the kind introduction, Pawan. And first thing I would want to assure all of you that, despite the usual challenges of post-lunch sessions, you are at the right place because future of work is going to be called out here and now, right? So, I love sports. I, you know, despite you have seen the FIFA World Cup and all the frenzy which is happening around, and I know I'm not alone in my fascination for sports here. So I do believe that sports teaches you a lot, and the belief extends to this statement which I have mentioned here, that sports is a metaphor for life and business. In 1960s, Dick Fosbury did something that changed the sport of high jump forever. What did he do? He introduced a new technique that lasted his lifetime, so much so that 50, 60 years later, in 2016 Rio Olympics, the athlete who won the gold medal in high jump used Fosbury flop technique. Can this case of Fosbury flop technique teach organizations something about the virtues of disruptive innovation? Deepa Karmakar from India in 2016 Rio Olympics, she attempted something that her competitors dreaded to do. What did she do? She attempted a vault called as Produnova vault. It was also called as vault of death because of the complexity involved in mastering it, executing it, and high risk of injury involved. But you know what? This vault also fetches maximum number of points. So much so that her sport of artistic gymnastics, which was not known in India till 2016, she was 4th best in the world. Can this case of Deepa Karmakar teach organizations something about the virtues of effective risk-taking? Since sports teaches us so much about business and the situations that we are in, can it lend some perspective around the future of work, the ongoing discussions around the future of work? It was my quest to answer this question that led me to this fascinating book by Gary Kasparov, Deep Thinking. So Gary Kasparov, as you all of may know, that he's the former world champion of chess. So and he was one of the first guys who played a computer publicly, being a world champion. And what can a game of chess tell us about the future of work? Gary Kasparov's journey, right from 1985, when he first played a computer program publicly and routed that program completely, to 1997-98, when IBM's Deep Blue came into picture, and he lost to the computer for the first time, and to the times of now, when champions like Magnus Carlsen, they are using computers to augment their skills, to augment their cognitive ability and chess skills. So I believe the game of chess has seen all the probable phases of future that we always talk about when we talk about man and machine interaction. It all starts with machines taking birth. Machines are weak initially, humans are able to beat them. Eventually, over a period of time, machines become very, very strong. They started beating normal human beings, and they start beating the world champions. And eventually, it leads to a phase where human and machine start to work together, and augment the work and start work to create more value. And this is what is happening in a lot of conversations that we hear about the future of work. But one of the bigger points that I'm coming to is most of the conversations specific to future of work are dominated by automation. They are dominated by the effects of automation, the job losses it'll cause. And of course, I think these aspects need due attention, but at the same time, there are many other factors which are happening all around us which needs due attention. So what are those factors? And as I talk about these factors, I think in 2018, we are actually at the cusp of, or midpoint of, many of these trends. As you can see, the ratio of mobile workers to the office-going workers is now 1:1. So much so that even within office, we are seeing people are not working from one location. They are working from 4 different locations, be it you're waiting for the lift and answering an email, or you are working out of cafeteria, or even working while commuting. And all the employees expect is their applications, their tools should actually follow them wherever they go. Tools should work as seamlessly as they are when they are working on the desktop. So, and what we are seeing, I think, in the first half, we had an exciting discussion about millennials. So millennials are well and truly here. All the conversations that we have heard that they are coming and we need to be prepared, and they now form the largest portion of the workforce today. And mind you, millennials are digital natives. These are the people who are born with technology. These are the people who do not know how the world existed, before the technology. And these are the people who come to work and expect technology should work. Automation is a new default for them. They don't want to be trained on technology. They just expect it should work as seamlessly as possible. And another trend that we are seeing, which is at the cusp, again at the midpoint, is now almost half of the world population is now connected to internet. What this means for organizations is that majority of applications are now being delivered via SaaS, via cloud. And data is everywhere. I think data explosion we have heard and we have talked about a lot. So much so that one of the estimates, according to one of the estimates, amount of data that is going to be generated just in this year is going to be equivalent to the data that has ever been created in entire humanity. And this is massive. And this thing brings with it its own kind of challenges. And to summarize all these trends, what we are really talking about is the generational shifts which are happening at the workplace. And when I talk about generational shift, I don't only mean the millennials, baby boomers, and Gen Xers working together. By generational shift, if you look back a couple of decades, so world has seen dramatic changes in technology. We're talking about movement from mainframe era to the PC era to the now mobile era. And what we are really, what all this change has brought in is massive opportunities for the mankind. I think we have seen the effects of it all around. But it has also brought with it some unknown challenges, some challenges that we don't know existed. As an example, when we move from one technology era to another, it's not that whatever existed in the previous technology era that gets wiped out and the new things come in. So things always keep getting added on top of another. And to give you an example, I think most of us are still using applications at our work, which are a previous generation application, maybe the ERP application. At the same time, we use applications such as cloud applications, the mobile applications, and so on and so forth. So all this has led to a strain on user experience. So users of today are having to deal with the hundreds of applications across multiple generations. They are overwhelmed with the kind of notification that they get on a daily basis, be it email beeps or WhatsApp beeps or your Slack messages. And also, it is becoming increasingly difficult to search for the right kind of information that you need to do your work productively. And at the same time, business risk is on the rise. At least from the time when I started working, we used to work in one location, at least with a feeling that we are protected by the firewalls and the DMZs of the organization. But now the security has to move closer to where your devices are. All of you probably can access your emails now, and your data now resides in cloud, not only on premises. All this has led to tremendous IT complexity, and along with it, a lot of challenges on how to manage this complexity. So what we believe is newer challenges require new thinking, newer challenges require new ideas, newer challenges require innovation. Innovation that can help organizations power a better way to work. An innovation that really puts people and security at the center of the conversation. These are not the afterthoughts. These are the thing that organizations which have to deal with the future trends have to put users and security at the center of their universe. So people are not workloads. People are creative. We at Citrix believe people are creative. They can do wonders if they are provided with the right kind of tools, right kind of applications at the right kind of performance and with the right level of security. And in order to deal with the challenges of tomorrow, so organizations for today, we believe, need the very comprehensive digital transformation strategy, a holistic strategy that is driven by the workspaces of, that is driven by the workspaces, digital workspaces. What are the characteristics of a digital workspace? A workspace which has all the generations of applications aggregated. It provides an interface that enables user to access all the different kinds of applications without context switching, which is what is context switching is one of the biggest productivity killer that we identified in our research. Workspaces which provide access to all the content intelligently, across the workspace, irrespective of whether it is stored in your within the four walls of your organization or on the cloud. A workspaces which allows user to bring in any devices, but at the same time provide the IT admin the options to intelligently and intuitively manage any devices that user would want to bring. And workspace which is powered by analytics at each and every phase. And analytics, which is not only the user behavior analytics, which can prompt people of, IT admin of any wrongdoings which is happening in the workspace, but also helps in performing the work with high degree of performance, and which is protected by a secure digital parameter, which, unlike the parameters of past, is not a fixed parameter. It is something which is flexible and moving along as and where the users move. And as I come towards the end of my short intro session, I'd like to very humbly introduce to you the Citrix Workspace on how we are dealing with this challenge of digital transformation through through our focus on the digital workspace. And very quickly, this is the workspace that removes OR from the conversation when we talk about employee experience. This is the workspace which we believe that user experience, security, and choice can coexist if organizations follow a holistic digital strategy. And as I started my talk with short talk with the sporting example. I feel obligated to end with a sporting example, and I'll let you read through this fascinating case study of one of our old-time customers and how we are helping them reimagine the future of work. And with this, thank you for your attention. And we have some really powerful, impactful panel talks lined up. So, wish you well in learning as much as you can. Thank you.